This is the Key Stage 3 test, 2004, and this is the level 3 to 5, the calculator allowed paper. Question number 1, a shop sells some sporting equipment, and here it is. Mr. Adams pays for a sports bag, so there's your sports bag, and he pays for a basketball stand. How much does he pay? You need to use your calculator to do that sum, and the answer is £181.99. Mrs. Brown has £20 and she pays for 2 footballs. How much change should she get? Well, the footballs are over here, so you need to do £5.99 add £5.99, which is £11.98. Now it says she pays with £20, so on your calculator do 20 take away £11.98. And the answer is £8.02. Mrs. Cook has £50. How many tennis rackets can she buy with £50? Well, the tennis rackets are $14.99 each, so she can at least buy one. And the way I do this is keep adding up your tennis rackets. So $14.99 add $14.99, that comes to $29.98. So she can definitely get 2, so that's a tick. So add on another $14.99 and see what you get for that. So $29.98 add 14.99, and that comes to $44.97. So that's 2 she can buy there. That's 3 she can buy there. Could she buy another one? Well, she's only got around just over £5 left, so no. So the answer is 3. Question number 2. There are 30 pupils in class 9A. The table shows if they travel to school by train or not travel to school by train. How many pupils in class 9A do not travel by train? So what we need to do is add up that one and that one. And 12 add 12 is 24. Show your workings there. That's a good thing to do. Complete the bar chart to show how many girls are in class 9A. So we've got the boys here, there's 16 boys, and we need to work out how many girls there are. So what we need to do is add up 2 and 12. So in your head, 2 add 12 is 14. So we need to draw 14 on the bar chart. 0, 4, 8, so it's between 12 and 16, it's exactly between 12 and 16. So the top line is there. Make sure you use a ruler to draw the lines coming down, because you should always use a ruler when drawing a bar chart. And if you want, you can just shade it in a little bit so it stands out. Question number part C rather. So question 2C. The bar chart shows how many pupils are in class 9B. So that looks to be, already I'm going to go, that is 18 boys and 8 girls. So that's 18 and that is 8, because I think I'm going to need that later on. In class 9B, no boys travel by train. So in class 9B, how many travel by train? Well, we're just told here, no boys travel by train. So that must be 0. And that means 18 of them must travel by train. Half of the girls travel by train. Well, there's 8 girls, so half of that is 4. So that means 4 don't travel by train. Question 3. The diagram shows a maze. Andrew is at the square marked A, so he's here. He moves 2 squares north, which is there, and then he moves 1 square to the west. And west is, fill this in over here. Do you remember the rhyme we do, never eat shredded wheat, or naughty elephants squirt water, or whatever you want to do. So 2 squares north, 1, 2, and 1 square west, there. So put an X in the square. There you go. Back here is in the square marked B, which is there. He moves to the end of the maze, complete the directions. So he comes south, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he moves 6 squares south. And then he moves 1, 2, 3. Then he moves 3 squares east. Part C on question 3. Carol is at a square in a maze. We don't know where that square is, but we're going to call that square C. She moves 2 squares south, then she moves 3 squares east. How does she get back to where she started? She's got to go back along where she came from. So if she moved 3 squares east, to get back you've got to go 3 squares west. And then if she moved 2 squares south, she's got to move 2 squares north. Question 4. Work out the values of A, B and C in the sentences below. So 3 times 10 add 4. 3 times 10 is 30. Add 4 is 34. Next one. 3 times 10 is 30. Add what gives you 38? Well, 3 add 10, that is 30. So 30 add 8 must be 38. And the last one. Something times 10 add 12 is 52. I can look at that and I can see if you do 4 times 10 is 40, then add the 12, you get 52. So C would be 4. Question number 5. It's about windmill patterns. They look the same way when you turn them through 90 degrees or a right angle. Don't forget that 90 degrees is a quarter of a turn, like that. So shade in 3 squares to complete the windmill pattern here. You need to look at what's gone on before. So it looks like it's coming out here, 1, then another one, and then it comes across 1. So that's 1 mark for doing that. And the bottom one, shade in 6 squares to complete the windmill pattern. Well, they're coming off at these angles here. So we're going to do it's come off that one, so miss that one, it's going to come off this one. So we're shading this one, and it's coming down diagonally this way. So 1, 2, 3, and we need to do it from the other one as well. So it'll come down off this one, 1, 2, and 3. There you go. Right, question number 6. Anna says, multiply any number by 3. The answer is always odd. Give an example to show she's wrong. So any number by 3. Why don't we do 10 times 3, which is 30. 30 is an even number. So there's an example to show that she is wrong. Jay says, divide any even number by 2. The answer must be an odd number. Give an example to show she's wrong. Just try a few in your head. I'm going to do 12 divided by 2. Dividing by 2 is halving it, which is 6, and 6 is even. So there's an example to show that she's wrong. Question number 7. Here are some right-angled tiles. Show how 8 of these can be joined to make a square. I'd do this one in pencil. We're going to make a square. So we're going to put 1 there, and we'll put 1 there. That's 2 of them. We're going to have 3rd one there, 4th one there. There's a 5th one, and there's a 6th one. There's a 7th one, and there's the 8th one, and that is a square. And show how 4 of them can make a square. A bit tricky this one, but if you put 1 in there and sort of put them back to back like this, hopefully you can see they're making a square. Like that. If you turn it round a little bit, you can see that it's a square that way up. Question number 8. The pie chart shows what percentage of household rubbish is recycled in different countries. In England, about what percentage is recycled? I know that here is 25% because that's a quarter. So I think a sensible answer for that one will be around, I'd say, 10%. But I would also accept for that 15%. So anywhere between 10 and 15%, you'll get the mark. Part B, England wants to recycle 30% of its rubbish by the year 2010. So that's 25%. 30% is probably about there. So let's label that as 25%, and that'll be 30%. Which countries already recycle more than 30% of their rubbish? So what's more than that? Germany is, and Norway. So the answer to that one, got to put both down for the 1 mark, is Germany and Norway. Question number 9. Here's a shaded shape on a centimetre grid. What is the area? Easiest way of doing this one is just by counting the squares. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. It's a bit tricky now because we've got halves, but these two, if you slot them together, would make a whole one. So that's 17, and that would be 18. So it is 18 centimetres squared. And below it asks you to draw a rectangle that is the same area, so 18 centimetres squared. You can either do one that is, I think I'll probably try and do both of them here. You could do one that is 2 by 9, because 2 times 9 makes 18. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Again, make sure you use your ruler for any drawings. It should be as neat as mine. And I'm going to just shade that in as well. So that's one of them you could have done. Another one you could have done is one that is 3 by 6, because that also makes 18. So 3 by 6 will look like this. 1, 2, 3. Go over here. And if you can also count the squares in these if you're not sure. And I'll shade that one in also. There you go. So you could have either that one or that one. You don't need both. Question 10. I have some 5p coins and some 2p coins. I can use some of my coins to make 27p. Complete the table below to show different ways of making 27p. The first way is done for you. So use 5 5p coins, 5 5p coins. In your head you need to be thinking, well, that's 25p. So how many 2p's do I need? Well, you need 1. 3 5p's is 3 5s are 15, that's 15p, and you need to add 12p. How many 2p's are in 12p? 6. Use 1 5p coin, so that's 5p. So that brings it down to 22p you need, so you need 11 2p coins. I cannot make 27p from 5p coins and 2p coins using an even number of 5p coins. Explain why not. Well, if you use an even number, so that would be either 2, 4, or 6, or 8, or 10. If you times these by 5, the answers are even numbers. So that would be 10p, that would be 20p, and that would be 30p. And because 27 is an odd number, if you keep adding 2's to an even number, it'll always be an even number. So that's why you cannot make 27p from an even number of 5p coins. I'm going to write because it will always be even. Question number 11. I put some square tiles on a large grid so that the tiles touch at the corners. We can see what's going on there, and it's a normal grid like the coordinates and things, so it's got your naught going 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up there and so on. The bottom right hand corner of the two has a tile marked with a dot. There it is. What are the coordinates? Now, do you remember the rhyme? Along the corridor, then up the stairs. So it's along 2, then up 1. So it would be 2, 1. Tile 4 touches 2 other tiles. What are the coordinates where it touches the other tiles? So here's tile 4. It touches other tiles at this point here and at this point here. So we need to write down those coordinates, and they are along the corridor 3, 3 and 4, 4. So the answer to this one here is 3, 3 and 4, 4. Write the coordinates of the point where the tile 17 touches 2 other tiles. But if you look at here, we haven't got 17, so we've got to think of a way of figuring it out. We've just done it with tile 4, and it was 4, 4, so tile 17 is going to be 17, 17, and it's also the one below it, so it will be 16, 16 as well. Part D. I have 30 tiles to make a pattern on a grid. So here's the pattern we've got so far. So this one is obviously just 1 in there. There's your 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So you've used 14 tiles so far. Do I have enough tiles to make the next square in the pattern? So that's 1 across, 2 across, 3 across. The next one's going to be 4 across. I'm going to pretend to draw it on. It won't quite fit. So how many tiles would be in that square if it's 4 by 4? Most of you, I think, could work it out in your heads because you do 4 times 4. If you'd like, you can do this as well and count the squares, but there will be 16 of them in total. So you've got 14 there, you've got 16 there. 14 add 16, that's 10, that'll be 3, it's 30. So she's got 30 tiles. Do I have enough tiles to make the next square? So yes, she does, because there are 16 tiles in the next pattern. And then I'd put that sum again we've done there just to show off that you've done the workings. There you go. Okay, question number 12. Here's the ingredients for some cordial that's used to make a drink. 50 grams of ginger, 1 lemon and 1.5 litres of water and 900 grams of sugar. Jenny is going to make this cordial with 25 grams of ginger. So that's half the amount of ginger. How much lemon, water and sugar should she use? So it's half as much. So she's going to need to use half a lemon. So half a lemon. Half of 1.5 litres. Half of 1.5 is 0.75. And half of 900 is 450. There we go. The finished drink should be 1 part cordial and 2 parts water. So if she puts 100 millilitres of cordial in, see how she puts twice as much water in. So how much water should she put in? Well, that would be 200 millilitres. So 200. Question number 13. Look at this shape made from 6 cubes. Part of the shape is rotated 90 degrees. So I think this bit here has been bent down, if that makes any sense. So I think it's going that way. Shade in the faces that are grey. Well, this one is grey, so this one is still going to be grey here. So I'll try and shade it in as neatly as I can. There you go. And this middle one here is grey, so this middle one here will also be grey. So shade that in too. There we go. After another rotation of 90 degrees, the shape is a cuboid. Draw this cuboid on the grid. You've got to be good at 3D drawing, but if you imagine that this bit here is going to slide upwards there, it's going to make a lovely cuboid. So let's try and draw that one on here. I think we're going to go down here and here, and it goes back up 3, so 1, 2, 3, and just connect those lines up. When you're in the exam, please use a ruler, but I'm in a little bit of a hurry, so I shan't. There we go. And to make it a little bit easier, I'm going to actually show the individual cubes, look. There we go. And shading the ones that are grey, it's the ones around the middle that are grey, so I'm going to shade in the ones around the middle. Okay, question number 14. For each number in the table, write a multiple of that number. So a multiple means what it goes into. So it's got to be in the 40 times table or the 35 times table. Must be between 100 and 130. What I would do is just write down, use your workings here, write down your 35 times table. If you don't know it, you can add on 35 each time. Use your calculator. 35 is, that's times 1. Add 35 is 70. Add 35 again is 105. And I'm going to stop there, because that is between 100 and 130, so 105. Next one is 27, bit tricky, 27, so you can use your calculator if you want. 27, add 27 is 54, add 27 is 81, and add 27 is 108, so that would be, and that's between 100 and 130, so that is my number, 108. Is 7 a factor of 140? Tick yes or no. Well, I know that it is. Because 20 times 7 is 140, so 7 goes into 140 20 times. So it is in the 7 times table. If you were to write out your 7 times table, which will take you a long time, you'll get to 140. So if you put that sum down there, you will get the mark. Question number 15. There are high mountains in Nepal. I think they're called the Himalayas. At different heights, the temperature is different. So you can see here, as the height goes up, this one, that's 1,000 meters high, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000. And the temperature's here. This is 0, So this will be freezing. This is below freezing, and this is warmer up here. So it says, for example, at 1,000 meters, the maximum temperature is 30. So 1,000 meters, here's the temperature, and the maximum is 30 there. The lowest is 10, goes up in twos this, so 12, 14, 16. Lowest there is actually 17. And that's what the next question asks. What is the minimum temperature? Well, it is there, and that would be 17 degrees C, because you've got to read your scale really carefully. That would be 12, 14, 16, and 18. So it's between 16 and 18. I hope you can see that. At 5,000 meters, the minimum temperature is -3. So 5,000 meters, I'm just going to draw on -3. So here's 5,000. Naught, that'll go down in twos. So that'll be -2. So -3 is there. So let's draw that on. And the range of temperatures is 15 degrees C. So that means from the coldest to the hottest, it's 15. So I'm going to draw along here 15 degrees Celsius, and you can either count along, or you know that -3 and 15 is 12. So that takes you to here. Plot it on like that, and I am going to shade that in, and that will get you 2 marks. Question number 16. A pupil measured the angles in a triangle. The angles are 30, 60 and 100. Is she correct? I know she's not correct, because 30 add 60 add 100 is not, it's 0, that'd be 9, is 190. And you know that there's 180 degrees in a triangle. And that's all you need to do to get the answer. Right, this diagram is not drawn accurately. That means you can't measure it with a protractor. Calculate the size of angle M. You need to know how many degrees are in a full turn. And I know there's 360. That's a right angle, so that's 90. So you need to do 360, take away 70, take away 90, take away 70, and it leaves you with that. So do the sum. Take 70, take 90, take 70, and that equals 130 degrees. And use your calculator to help you work that out. 130. Question number 17. On the square grid below shows a quadrilateral. A quadrilateral is of any four-sided shape. So it could be a rectangle, it could be a square, it could be a parallelogram or a trapezium or a rhombus. When you see the word quad, think of quad bikes, because that means 4. And it has 4 right angles. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next question. Draw a quadrilateral, so a four-sided shape, that has exactly 2 right angles. I've done one there, and the right angles are here and here. Next one. Draw a quadrilateral that's only got 1 right angle, so again 4 sides, and this 1 right angle I've done is up there. Question 18. The diagram shows part of a number grid, and it's got 6 columns. And there's some numbers are circled, and they are prime numbers. A prime number is a number that only has 2 factors, the number 1 and itself. So, and a factor means what goes into it. So if you take the number 5, what goes into the number 5? It's only 1 and 5. So we say that's a prime number. Try the number 6. What goes into the number 6? Well, it's 1, 6, and there's also 2 and 3. So that is not a prime number. So a prime number must have 2 factors. 35 is not circled. Explain why 35 is not a prime number. Do what I've done here. A prime number only has 2 factors. 35 has 4 factors. 1, 35, 7 and 5. Part B on this one. There are no prime numbers circled in column Y. So here's column Y. So it's 6, 12, 18, 24. That column Y looks to me like it is the 6 times table. Can you explain why there'll never be a prime number? Well, because they're all in the 6 times table, so we'll have more than 2 factors, because we just looked at 6 isn't a prime number, so 12 can't be either, neither can 18 or 24. There is 1 prime number circled in column X. Explain how you know there will never be another prime number. So column X is here. It starts with 3, then it goes up in 6s. 3 is a prime number because only 1 and 3 go into it. So how do we know none of these will? Well, it goes up by 6 each time. so they'll always have 3 as a multiple. What I mean by that is, if you say, look at the number 9, what goes into the number 9? Well, it's 1 and 9, and also 3 will go into it as well. So it's not a prime number. And if you look at 15, 3 will also go into that, and 5. So none of these can be prime numbers because 3 goes into all of them. Question 19. A box contains bags of crisps. Each bag of crisps weighs 25 grams. Altogether, the bags of crisps inside the box weigh 1 kilogram. How many bags of crisps are inside the box? You could do this a really slow way and keep adding up 25, add 25, add 25 until you got to 1 kilogram or 1,000 grams. The word kilo means 1,000. Question 21. The square and the rectangle have the same area. So let's work out the area of the square. It is 4 times 4, which is 16 centimetres squared. Work out the value of y. So y is here. So it's got to be the same area. So 2 times what gives you 16? And most of you have spotted 2 times 8 gives you 16. So that must be 8 centimetres. So the answer is 8. In 1976, the average yearly wage was £3,275. On average, people spent 17% on their holiday. Work out 17% of 3,275. The best way to do this is to change 17% into a decimal, because 17% equals 0.17. And then all you need to do is 0.17 times £3,275. So on your calculator, type in 0.17 times 3,275, and the answer you get is £556.75p. So 556.75. That's the final question on the level 3 to 5 test 2004.